viewers, welcome to Josiah GIS and remote sensing tutorial channel ranging from beginner to advanced. Therefore, there's no need to worry about not knowing the fundamental or the basis of GIS and remote sensing using ArcGIS. So now let's look at how to add a GIS data to our software, that is geospatial data. When talk of geospatial data, we have two types of geospatial data, that's a raster data and a vector data. I've explained them earlier on. So being a beginner, if you want to add a GIS data to your software, there are two ways actually, either using the Arc catalog or you use the add data button from the standard toolbar. So as beginners, let's use the standard toolbar. So just click on this icon, the add data icon, then this window will pop up here. If this is your first time of adding data to the software, you will not see these folders or you will not even see your data. So for the software to be able to access your data, you must first of all connect the folder which contain your GIS data to the software so that the software can be able to access it. So to do that, as beginners, you have to come to this icon, the connect to folder icon, which allow you to connect the folder which contain your data to the software. So you click on it, then you browse to where your data is located. So let's say my data is within a folder on my desktop. That means I have to connect my desktop. Here I've clicked on my desktop. If I don't want to connect my whole desktop to the software and I have a particular folder, I can choose that particular folder to connect. Are you getting it? So after selecting it, just click on OK. OK, then you automatically connect it to the software. Now when you click on this drop down, you see all the folders that have been connected to the software. So that's you can see all this data has been connected, folders have been connected to my software. So quickly I browse to where my data is. My data is found within the practical data. So I go to the practical data, then I click on Eastern region. So these are my data, my vector data that I want to add to the software. You can choose to add them one by one, or you hold the control button, then you select those that you want to add to the software. So I want to add a point data, a polygon data, and a line data to the software. So you can see that it has been displayed beautifully here. So within your display window, it displays the data that have been added to the software, and within the table of contents, it shows the layer of the data that you've added to the software. Now let's quickly look at how to add the raster, the same method. So you go here, add data, then quickly you browse to where the raster data is, Landsat. Okay, let me add Landsat 11. So quickly you will see I have added my Landsat 8 band 11 to the software. Okay, now there are a lot of things that we can do under the table of contents. Remember, under the table of content, you can organize and manage your layer to produce a beautiful map here. So let's look at the overlay function. So you can see that right now my vector data has been overlaid on the raster data. If I want the raster data to be overlaid on the vector data, all I need to do is hold it and drag it to the top here. Now you can see that my raster data has been overlaid on the vector data. If I don't want it, then I bring it back. You can also choose to switch the raster data off by clicking here. So you activate it to bring it back, then you uncheck it to activate it. Then also you can turn off, you can symbolize your data to produce a beautiful map. So I've changed the color. I can decide to change the route to the color of the road here. I can also choose to change the color of my point here. We use this to decrease it, the size, to increase the size, then the angle. Just click on OK and it will be applied here. Now let's take a look at the raster data. We said the raster data is made up of pixels and it doesn't have a defined boundary. Okay, so let's look at this and put off this, and let's look at this. So we can see that what the more I zoom into it, I get the pixels. So these are the pixels. Remember I said raster data are made up of pixels. So these are the pixels here. These are the pixels. And you can see that what the boundary of this lake is not well defined. That's why we say raster data doesn't have a well defined boundary. So you can also click it and go to property so that you can find out more about the data. So when it comes to the source, it gives you the information about what the data. So you can see that what this raster data is made up of 30 by 30 pixel size. That is 30 meters resolution. It contains 30 meters resolution for Landsat. You can also see the geospatial reference also here. We have the meta data, we have the stem, we have the display, we have the symbology. All these things, you'll be looking at them later. So let's say if I want to remove the raster data out of the software, all that I need to do is to right click and go to remove. Then I remove it totally from the software. You can also bring it back by clicking the add, then you bring it back. Now let's switch on let's activate the district data. Okay, so this is our district data, the district data. Now let's right click again and go to attribute table. Remember I told you that spatial data is made up of attribute data and spatial data. So this is the attribute data of our spatial data. It describes our spatial data. So here you can see the names of all the districts here within Eastern region. So you see, if I select Itua East, it highlights Itua East district here for me. So all these informations are informations of Itua East. Okay, to deselect our feature, click on this icon here, then it will deselect it. Now let's right click and look at the attribute table of our layer. So you can see that it contains all the district capital within Eastern region. Let's quickly look at the property as well. Within the layer property, we can change the layer name if we want to. Let's say we want to change this name to district capital. Okay, let's just click on apply and you can see that the name of the layer has changed to district capital. Another way of doing it is just clicking here and changing the name from here. Now let's look at the source. The source display or contain information about the layer or the data, where the layer or the data is stored, the coordinate system of the data, which is in WG84, the angular unit or the unit of measurement is in degree here. So let's move on to symbology. If you want to change the symbology, come to this side and change. Let's say you want to change the color of our symbology, so apply, OK, apply, then our symbology will automatically change to yellow. There are a lot of things that we can do over here. We'll be looking at this later on. Let's come to label. To apply label to your data, quickly check this box. Then you pick the label field that contain your labels within the attribute table. So we can see that what the labels are found within the district capital. So we pick district cap. You can change the font style. That's Time New Roman. You can change the font size. You can bold it, underline it, or even change the color. Okay, so if you don't want to underline it, just click here, apply again, and it will change. You can apply colors to your label if you want to. Then that is all. So you can see that you have a beautiful map interface here. So that's all about adding of data or layers to our software and manipulating of the layers to produce a beautiful map out here. So with this, you can proceed. If you're okay with it, you can proceed to prepare your final map. To ensure that you never miss any of the next videos that will be coming, simply subscribe to the channel